Hi, folks, and welcome. Are we getting this? There we go. So, hi, folks, and welcome to the party. This is our midnight stream for the US Eastern Time people, and we are going to be adventuring in the world of Kotiset. Kotiset is a world that I've constructed, and I am Gemma Hooper. She, her pronouns, Blue Jay Gliding on Twitter, and we have 4 very exciting players with us who are all very experienced D&D players. And we can transition to the 4-up screen. And here we go. So we have, going from top to bottom corner, Bria, also known as Mimic Samachan, one of the Welcome to the Party regulars. Please give everyone a wave and say hi and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, so I'm Renee Samachan. I guess I'm from the Mimic Knight game first of all, and I'm really excited. I'm so excited for this. We just started rolling our stats and everything, so this is gonna be super fun.
Okay, and Rain.
I am Rain Hayes. You can find me here playing Winds of Chaos and Misspent Youth on Sundays. You can hear me playing Echo a Location Service whenever that goes up, because we have no idea right now. And you can find me soon playing Eclipse Phase, as well as this lovely game. Yeah, I'm really excited about this game. I can't wait to start playing.
And Toxic Mind Junk.
Hey everybody, Toxic Mind Junk. I am a new to Welcome to the Party. It's my first time streaming, being part of one of your guys' games, but very excited. I'm a Twitch streamer mostly. I have a few things I do on here, but yeah, I'm pumped about this game, and that's it.
And finally, our very adept multitasker, Andy, who is helping us produce this stream. Please introduce yourself. Okay. Well, let's get started. Let's throw up that next screen with the next scene with the map and the dice roller, and we'll get Andy finished off. Basically, what we've been doing is putting together characters. This is a bit of an unusual start for a D&D game. We have a special approach that I call hard start. Hard start is basically a means of generating a level 0 character, and part of that is around the story that we're telling and the setting that we are creating. So the way that works basically is we roll for race randomly, we roll for stats individually, and before each stat roll we make a d6 roll to determine how many dice we roll for that stat and which ones we keep.
Hey, Gemma, can we pause here? Got a technical problem. Can anybody on the stream hear me now?
There's gonna be a little delay. Okay.
Oh, there's me.
Go.
How about everybody else?
Can you hear anybody else?
You can hear everybody?
Looks like the chat thinks we're ready to go.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
First
All right.
hiccup.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you, Bisonic. Basically, all of the characters will be starting as level 0 slaves. You have 1d100 roll, which I have not had you roll yet. If you could all make a d100 roll, please, for me.
Oops.
So basically what this roll is going to tell me is how long you have been in captivity on these islands.
Oh dear. Good thing I'm a half elf.
Yeah, I've been here a while.
Okay,
I'm
so
hoping
we
that's
have
not
our
in
rolls.
here.
So 93 is actually a good roll. What that means is that you are a relatively recent arrival. You've been here for about 7 years. You were basically minding your own business along with your parents, doing some sort of activity on in a coastal area when you were snapped up and taken away by slavers. They then sent you to the Isles of the Shoals, far to the south, almost in the sort of Arctic territories, kind of the equivalent of Scandinavian latitudes rather. Andy, you are a first generation slave. You were born here. Your parents were captives. They still remember their home, but you haven't seen them for many years. And Toxic Mind Junk and Rain Dust, you are, shall we say, slaves whose ancestry has been enslaved on this island beyond beyond memory. So you have relatively little idea who your parents are, what your backgrounds might have been had you not been here. And you are pretty much have been raised into slavery and have never known any different. You've only vaguely heard from other slaves who are newer arrivals that a life outside slavery exists. And you are therefore probably a little more adapted to the conditions of slavery than the others. However, each of the the basic idea with this particular slave settlement, and when I say settlement, I mean the Shoal Islands, who are run by a group of orcs and half-orcs. The half-orcs are generally the children of slaves who've interbred over time. There are still some full-blood orcs on the islands. Each of the 6 islands in the chain has its own ruler, and they run in a sort of corporate sort of structure. So there is a king of the Shoals, so to speak, but he acts more like a managing director for the entire enterprise. The each of the islands has its own chief, who acts as kind of like a VP level executive, and they then have work camp managers who are effectively like middle managers in any other sort of environment, possibly a little more violent and a little more slavey. So, now that you have your races determined and most of your stats, if you could please start putting together a token for me for Roll20. I have given you all a link to do that, but I'll just post it into the Discord again. And when you're ready, drag it onto the desktop into the Roll20 desktop form.
Can I put it in the Discord when I'm done, since I don't have Discord up on my computer?
Sure.
Thank you.
Yep. Or I can just send you a GM whisper instead.
Oh, that would help.
No.
Was I supposed to find a no? Because I didn't know the race. Am I just supposed to like Google a picture or something?
Yeah. Google a picture. Ideally, something Creative Commons, so we're not violating anyone's copyright.
Okay.
She's sent a link and I missed it, or?
No, I'm trying to figure out what the command to whisper is. Oh, there we go.
Ew.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so once you have your characters, put them on the object layer and objects and tokens layer, and I will pick them up from there.
Oh dear.
Actually, no, sorry. Save it into your character bio page. So if you click on your bio, on your character sheet, and there's a bio and info one, click edit on that, and then drop the file onto the avatar, and then I can just drag the character sheet onto the map, and lo and behold, your icons will be there. Right. So with that done, let's begin. So you have grown up in the Showells. The Showells are, as I've mentioned, a slave cooperative. They work on very corporate sort of principles. They have quotas that each of the islands has to fill based on the resources that they have. There's mining, there's forestry, there's sands that are mined for glass, and all those sorts of things. And their principal industry is building and maintaining the apparatus of which they run their slave empire. That apparatus includes ships that they use for raiding neighboring countries. It includes chains, it includes cloth for masts, it includes food for raids, and keeping the slaves in enough health to operate without needing to be continually, shall we say, mercifully let go. They believe that a live slave is a productive slave, and a slave that is in too bad a condition is no good to anyone for anything. So we've got Toxic Mind Junk has a character. Let's and Toxic Mind Junk, if you could click use selected icon on your character sheet. trying to remember how we do this. Sorry, folks. Minor administrative thing.
Yeah, I'm a little lost here.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Oops.
And then you want border.
Waiting.
This must be super exciting for the people watching.
Oops. Stop hitting the wrong button.
There we go. So we've got you on the screen now. That's on the token layer, and so can you control that token that I've dragged onto the map for you, Toxic Mind Junk, as a token?
Yep.
Excellent.
Looks good to me.
And could you also wire up your character's hit points as the bar 3 value?
What was that? I'm sorry.
If you go to, if you click on your icon,
Uh-huh.
click on your token rather. Oops. Never mind, I can do that for you. We want that as hit points.
Okay, so
And type in your hit points into the red circle.
Sure. Let me just there we go. I'm sorry. I think I might have skipped HP. I'm just making my.
Ah, that's okay.
oh, it's,
HP is 1d6 minus. Sorry, 1d6 plus 9.
1d6 plus 9. Okay, hold on.
If you put that on your character sheet, it should now just show up automatically.
Ooh, that's good.
Cool. And don't forget to add your con bonus.
Oh, plus con.
Yep.
Okay, 0. Cool.
Yay!
Woo. Nice. All right.
okay, did I do
Sorry.
it right?
Let's have a look. That looks pretty good to me.
Okay.
Okay, and we have you on the desktop.
Ah, I zoomed way out.
Okay, and see how we've got a red bar on top of Bria's character now? That's because she has her hit points in her character sheet, and I've just added the hit points value to the bar. Oh no, I haven't done that. I've put it on the GM info overlay instead because I'm a
Okay, I was
doofus.
like, oh no, am I missing something?
Let's put it on the right place.
Crap, I have to find that.
Token layer. Okay. And all right, so narrative. Each of you has been trained in a particular area of your expertise where you showed quite a bit of talent and capability. Those have been reflected in your professional training. So we have a couple of shipwrights, we have a cook, and we have a scribe, I think. A bookkeeper, that's one. Sorry, not a cook. 2 shipwrights, a miner, and a bookkeeper.
Oh, so we're all really buff.
Some of you, yes. So you are all pretty familiar with those jobs, but the orcs of the Shoels are pretty canny people. They've decided that they would start getting people cross-trained in various areas, so that they could have their expertise in their specialized fields reflected in the in the work that they're doing with the other work camps that they're being rotated through. So you've all found yourself in a forestry camp, high on the slopes of a mountain called Mount Fangtop, or just known as Fangtop to most. Fangtop is sort of a weird looking hill. It's very steep, almost as if there's been sort of a geological uplift right at the edge of the island. So it's very close to the coast. But you're aware from having been down to a few areas around the place that the cliffs here are very high and very steep, and they drop straight into more cliffs, which then drop straight down into the ocean. You've also been told by the orcs that the ocean to the east of you, you're on the eastern side of the island, is pretty much the last bit of land you would see until you went all the way around the bottom of the ocean and came back to the head island of the Shoelian orcs. So you would circumnavigate the world from here and not hit land.
Is that only to the east and west?
Only to the east. Once you go to the west, you've got the other Shoel. So you're on the easternmost Shoel. On the western Shoels, you've got the head office, as it were. So you're probably on the least connected to the head office isle within the group. But when you say that, that's still actually not a huge amount of there's still a reasonable amount of control. So toxic mind junk, if you could put in your current max HP on your character sheet. Oh, you have. So why is that not picking up? Interesting.
Question: Can somebody explain to me how to get the token in there again?
You have to, so download it and drag it onto when you hit edit.
Open up your character sheet.
Okay.
On the bio and info page, click edit, and drop the token onto the avatar.
Okay.
So for those of you who have been working all day and you are weary, you are clothed just warmly enough to cope with the conditions. You've been fed and you're ready for sleep. You all know the drill pretty well though, and that drill is that you must submit to being chained against the wall in a spot of your choosing.
We choose a circle.
So pick a circle, move yourself to it.
I'll go over here to all reliable.
Mm-hmm.
How do I get my token out?
Yep.
I am technological. Oh, there I am. Okay.
Ta-da! Oh,
Over here by the door.
I am hitting the upper limits of what my computer can handle.
Okay. Shouldn't get much higher from here.
You can do it, Rocky.
So, Andy, if you could just pick one of those circles and pop your character token in it.
I am
Just click on it.
having a problem getting it to respond at all. That's the...
Okay, so click on the little cube on the left-hand side. That's objects and tokens. That will select the layer.
You said the little
And
cube
then
on the what hand side?
on the left-hand side, upper left of your Roll20 screen. If you don't have it, it might be because that's not available to players.
Yeah, it's a
Might
change.
or might. Okay, so and then click on select and move to get the arrow, and then you should just be able to click on your icon and drag it.
There we go. Something went wrong when I did the token. I will...
We'll leave it for now, but you feel free to update it.
All right.
Okay. And I will, if you can do a 1d6 plus 9 for now for your hit points. And we'll, once you've finished rolling your stats, we'll update that with the...
You said 1d6?
1d6 plus 9, yes. Okay. So we'll pop these other workers into their chains. Now that you guys have settled, you're the guests, so you get first dibs. And we are set up and ready to roll. So one of the tasks that you've had before getting chained up by the guards for the night is bringing in buckets of coals from a huge bonfire that is maintained outside. Those coals are planted into a sort of a shallow pit at the center of the room. So that's this this red fiery bit here in the center of the room, and that gives you just enough heat that you don't fall prey to hypothermia during the night. At about 3 in the morning, you all wake up bolt upright with a shock. The floor itself has shaken. It's like a giant's hand has reached out on either side of the floor, either side of the room, and rattled it backwards and forwards sharply and for just about 3 or 4 seconds. And there's a sort of crumbling and booming sound that happens as a result. You are all awake. Everyone in the whole camp is now awake.
oh dear.
So, you are all chained. Can I get everyone to please make me a perception check?
Perception.
Sorry. You all seem to be rolling with advantage. So if you go into your character sheet, at the top of the character sheet there's a little gear below class, choose class and background and race and so on. Next to core, bio, and spells. In the top right-hand corner, there is a thing saying always roll queries, always roll advantage. Make that advantage toggle and select normal as the default.
I didn't even know you could do that.
Neither did I.
There we go.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, and then roll again, or just...
Starting
Yes,
off
please.
strong there, huh?
Rain. And Andy, if you could just quickly rip through rolling those. Oh, you've already done your stats?
Well, I got far enough to do that roll. I'll get the rest in here momentarily.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, one last thing. I'm also going to make you name your characters. So do that in your character sheet and also on the bio and info section. So where I've got Andy's character or Rain's character, that sort of thing, just update it there. And that will allow us to start seeing character names, and I can start talking about characters rather than players of characters. So, the 214s, you notice that a sense of sulfur has started to appear in the air. It's just a hint at the moment.
Oh, that can't be good. It's usually a bad smell, isn't it?
Well, there are certain physical phenomenon which tend to create sulfur, and you probably have just enough knowledge to know that it's unpleasant and probably bad.
I don't think we just found a hot spring.
Yeah, probably
I'm gonna
not.
tug at my chains to see if I can get them loose.
Okay, that sounds like a smart idea. If you could give me an athletics check.
Okay, this is gonna be entertaining.
What?
That is a spectacular roll. However, I'm curious. Oh, what is your athletic? What is your? Hang on. You've got proficiency set up at the moment, don't you?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Oh, let me have a look. At the moment, you are level 0 characters. So yes, your proficiency bonus is 2.
Yeah. But I don't have anything. I don't have anything marked to use the proficiency bonus.
Yes. So for this purpose, we are. Oh, it's a nat 20. Okay. So yes, you basically get a good grip. The wall where you have been chained has been rattled fairly hard by the shake, and there is a crack that's formed down the wall. You basically reach up, grab your spike, give it a yank, and it comes out in your hand. You now have an iron spike and chains attached to your hands.
Okay, can I start moving around to help people get out of their chains?
Yes, you can.
I feel like I'm not.
All right.
This is like a random bit of help. Like I'm not strong generally, so I could use more people.
Yep. No.
Can I try and rip mine out of the wall too then?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rain, if you could move to the first person you're going to assist.
I will assist Andy.
Okay.
All right.
And just for the record, we have Gromidum is Toxic Mind Junk's character. Shana is Ria's character. Spike is Andy's character, and Tamori is Rain's character. So if Tamori wanders over to Spike's chains and looks to provide assistance. Spike, if you could make a roll with advantage. So before you roll, go
Okay.
over to your character sheet
Okay.
and click advantage up the top, and then make your athletics check.
Oh, that's slick. Hey, not bad.
Good
You
enough.
want to use 16 or 16?
No, that's perfect. So you successfully yank the spike out of the wall with Tamori's assistance, and you two are free. Another jolt happens. The two who are free, please make me a dexterity check. So just click on your dexterity in the sheet. Oh dear. Okay. So this is a violent jolt, and you two pushed. The ground lurches out from under you, and you stumble, rolling backwards towards the fire pit. Let's see.
This is why they don't trust us out of chains at night.
So I think my character would probably have started like yanking at the wall desperately at this point.
Yep. Okay. So each of you take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
All right.
It's a superficial burn. There's no major drama. Your pride has been hurt more so than your bodies, but your fairly tattered clothing is now a little more tattered as a result of this. Shana is quite athletic and grabs the spike in one large jolt. She just leans back, yanks on it really quickly, and it pops straight out.
I'm going to
done.
give it a shot as well.
Okay.
Not great, not terrible.
Okay, your spike is a bit more stubborn. The wall hasn't been too badly damaged at this point in your area of the room. You, however, have started working it backwards and forwards to start trying to create a bit of a crack to loosen it up and pull it out of the wall.
The half-orc is the one that doesn't succeed.
Yeah.
The half-orc is the one with the -2 to strength.
He's malnourished.
Go figure. Okay. So, let's see.
Can I go over and help him?
Yeah.
Yes. And what are you going to do about the other people in the room? Are you just going to leave them to their fate? They see
trying-
you're free, and they're starting to say, "Help! Help!"
I want to set them all free.
Okay.
How many of them are tugging at their own chains?
How many of them are tugging on their own chains? Pretty much all of them, but none of them are quite as strong as you. They're less robust stock than yourselves.
Well, I'm gonna go over to the next person next to me then.
Okay. What about the two who are currently sitting in the fire pit?
I'll start moving this way actually, and help this guy, and I'll make my way around.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you'll
I'll go over to here.
take 2 rounds to get there, both of you.
Okay.
So if we can get, I'll make a roll with advantage. For the one that is trying to pull their spike up with Shana's help. And ooh, yeah, 9's not really going to help. It's stuck. It's pretty well wedged in there at this point. Toxic Mind Junk. If we can have a roll from Gromidum.
Another athletics.
Yep.
Can't I smart it out?
Well, if you want to make a different kind of check, like try to figure out how you might be able to optimize the task of getting the chain out.
Nothing that I could probably use is any better.
I mean, you could do a wisdom check or an int check.
Oh, okay. I can make an int check. Yeah, do that.
Okay, so intelligence check.
Start seeing the math meme in front of his face.
Yeah, so you've had enough familiarity with nails and bolts and working with strong materials that you know that if you can find something to exert some leverage on the end of the spike, that might be something that would help you get the chain off. If you do any athletics checks for the next round, it will be an advantage.
Oh, nice.
Okay. I'm going to make a bunch of. What have we got? 70, 20, 6. So strength checks for our other characters. Okay, so this one here manages to yank their spike out of the wall. They've spotted some of what other people have been doing. They've given it a bit of a tug backwards and sideways with the chain, and they've just leaned in and yanked that thing. The 17 is this guy over here. He yanks his out as well, using a similar sort of approach. So he moves over to help his neighbor. This guy moves over to help his neighbor. And everyone please make
Everyone abandoned the org.
a final athletic, what will hopefully be a final athletics check.
Oh no.
Is this with advantage?
Oh, good.
With advantage for you, Shana. For
I need some advantage.
Do you want me to roll it again with advantage, or do you want me to just roll another one?
you can just roll another one, take the higher.
Okay, well, that was the first one.
Okay, so that one's still being difficult. These guys over here are struggling. They just can't seem to pull in the same direction at the moment.
This guy needs to stop kicking me in the shin. I'm trying to help him.
Yeah. These guys over here succeed. This person steps away, and they are thoroughly pleased with the result of that. Okay.
I'm looking around like,
So we still have this chap in chains. Andy, Spike, what was your roll? It was a 15. So yes, you managed to successfully liberate this person. And Tamori, can I get a strength check from you? Athletics with advantage.
Oh, with advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Because there's two of you,
Well,
you're
then I'll do
using
that
the
again.
help action effectively.
Well, I did that. Oh, there it is.
Okay. It's stubborn. It's just not wanting to come out. However, the chap you've been helping turns around and says, "Look, just stand back, give me a sec." And they run to the full length of the chain, and as they do so, they basically give it a huge yank and fall flat on their asses. As their legs
I
fly
think
out
you're
from
gonna
under
need
them,
my help, mate.
they collapse to the ground. Does anyone else want to have a crack at
I mean, I
helping
give you
this
high
guy?
grades for effort.
Sure, I'm close. I can help. Close-ish.
I'd love to, but I'm stuck to the wall.
You can make your attempt to get out again.
With advantage again, or
Sure, this guy's come over to help.
okay.
No, they've just distracted you.
They really put these things in there, you know.
They came in and just started. Wow, that is some excellent stonework.
Good.
Can you just see the seams right there?
Good craftsmanship.
I feel like he's one of those middle management types that just kind of stands there and looks on approvingly.
All right, can I
Okay.
help this guy? Can I try and get this guy out of his chains again? I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, I
No
have an idea.
problem
Can
there.
I like pick him up and just like grr, and like yank him out of the wall like that?
Bodily.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, because he's kind of irritating me a little bit.
Okay. 2 orc slavers appear in the doorway, further up the corridor, this doorway here. They start moving towards you, having heard clanking and rattling of chains and weird thudding sounds. They've also noticed the shaking of the wall, and they are looking at you guys with considerable concern. Okay.
As they approach, I would be like, I just want to know, I'm still attached to the wall. See, I'm one of the good ones.
Wow. Okay, showing your shoot.
Really, Grom?
Early, huh? Let's see how it is. Okay.
Guys, I found the bard.
So one of them starts advancing down towards you and gets
we
to the
should
stairs
probably,
here.
like-
Is he
I
And
want to
starts-
hide right by the corner, right here by the door.
Sure. And he starts yelling, hey, you're not supposed to be getting out of your chains. What's going on? This guy
How far can I move?
walks up here, opens the door, and runs for his life.
That's the smart
well.
one.
Yeah,
Should we attack this guy? You guys wanna-
absolutely.
You wanna attack him? Okay.
I'm
What's
literally
my
hiding
movement?
behind the corner to attack him as he comes by.
Okay. What's our movement? Do we have-
30.
Okay.
So
And
these are 5-foot squares.
5 foot squares. Okay. So that's 10, 15. And okay, so I can go over here. That is as far as I can go in one turn, I guess. I don't know how we're doing.
Wait,
this.
where were you originally? Were you over here?
I was here.
Oh, okay.
I know.
So you could probably get to about there.
Here?
There. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Anyone else able to? Oh, this guy's going to come over here and help you now.
One
We
guy's
heard
still
you
chained
telling
to
him
the
that you're
wall.
still like chained and like trying to appeal to him, and we're like, okay, well, fuck that guy, I guess. Let's just come and fight.
Okay, he just walks up to the wall, looks at you blankly, and goes, "Yank." Says, "Don't know what the fuss is." You are free to move, but you are not yet in a position to help with the threat approaching down the stairs.
Can I like try to make it look like my chains weren't yanked? Can I just?
You are free to move about the slave pens.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I
There's no point. We're just gonna kick this guy's butt.
I'm gonna I guess
Don't
head
bother
over as well
trying
if I can.
Okay, so
3 of
at
us are
this point,
malnourished and we're going to die, but
at this point you can't.
Okay.
This guy's going to come down the stairs to here and start. Actually, no, he hasn't seen the people stacking up there yet. So he's going to come to. If he comes to here, he's going to see
Spike.
Spike. So he will. If I can get you all to roll initiative, please.
How long are the chains?
About 10 foot in total, but they're looped. So there's an eye bolt that joins the two ends of the chain together. Well, actually, no, it's not like that. Sorry, it's a long chain, about 10 feet long, but there's a manacle at either end, and they're currently bolted to your arms.
Did that work?
Yep, we got an initiative. Now for my next trick.
Thing, so.
For my next trick, I will try to figure out how to use the initiative table. Roll 20.
Guys, my cat's staring at me.
Oh no.
No sudden movements, it might attack.
I actually have to mute my mic because my kitten has a toy ball that he keeps knocking down the basement stairs and then carrying back up on his mouth and then hitting it back down again. It's very noisy.
Cats who know about timing.
Okay. There we go. All right.
Okay, so should we re-roll so that goes in?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Sorry. Click on your token before you roll, and it will automatically appear in the table. Perfect. Well done. And
that was much worse than last time.
Yeah, your first result was way better.
The dice are weird for me today. Usually they just hate me.
Okay, the slaver goes first. He lashes out with his whip at Andy. Sorry, at Spike. Roll. Okay, a 9 is not going to hit you.
Woo.
Wow.
So.
He must be new.
Forgot to read the
Well,
manual.
the slavers aren't really sort of trained guards per se. There are some guards,
but like,
but
I feel
these
like
guys
after...
are more like the work overseers. So they're the ones who give you orders, supervise your work, make sure that everything's happy. So they carry whips, but they're sort of not as tough as some of the other orcs.
They're there to make noise.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to
Me.
Shana.
So I'm gonna run up and try and hit him with my spike, like
Yep.
kind of like a whip, because it's attached to my wrists, I guess.
Okay, so you're gonna flick the chain at him, effectively.
Yeah, like use it as a weapon.
Yeah.
Since there's like a huge spike at the other end.
Yep. Sure. Okay. So give me a d20 plus your strength bonus -2, because that's not a particularly easy way to wield a spike on a chain effectively.
Okay, well, I rolled a 9.
Yeah, no, it sort of clatters against the stair and then bounces off in a weird way, and it just doesn't quite work.
You must be new at this.
Can I like Can I like yell at him too? Or
Yeah,
something like roar?
you can always yell at an orc.
Well, that sounds a little
Blogging
Anyway,
this is
so is that intimidation?
No,
I don't know what I'm
it's
trying to
just
accomplish. I'm just
that would require an action.
I'm trying to sort of scare him.
This is basically just yelling at an orc. Okay. So
I just like run up like suck on this, clank.
Little half elf yelling at a big orc.
Oh, my turn. I'm gonna step up and just slug him.
Okay. So d20 plus your strength bonus. Okay, that is a palpable hit. You just punch him.
Yep.
Okay, so roll a d4. I'm going to assume you're going to punch him with the spike in your fist.
Yeah.
Because that seems to be the sensible thing. And do you have a strength bonus?
0.
Okay, so you do 3 points of damage to him. He goes, "Ow, that hurt."
So's the next one.
Okay, and Toxic Mind Junk, you'll take a round to get there. So we are up to Tamori.
I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Oh, okay. Make a athletics check.
Because I've done so well with that so far.
Not bad at all.
Nice.
Okay, so basically what happens here is you whip your chain over the top of his head with the spike and the eyelet it's attached to still attached to it. And you basically wrap it around his arms and you drag him towards you.
Throw him in the
He
fire
is grappled. So you guys get advantage against him with melee attacks in the next round.
And do I see any other weapons on him?
He does have a small dagger. But at this point, because you're grappling and using the chain with 2 hands, you're probably not able to reach for that at this point.
Yeah, I just figure it's probably not a good idea to put him in the fire yet.
Okay. And at the end of the round, I would like you all to make a dex save. Oh dear.
Oh no.
Okay, so
Oh wait, I still rolled that with it. Well, I still have advantage checked. I'm sorry. I'm gonna reroll that.
the first roll's still a 16, so
Okay.
that's fine. We'll just treat it that. So you move this way, dragging this guy with you. You end up getting kicked back this way as another huge boom rattles the ground around you. Spike, you're okay. So this guy sort of gets pulled past you, and you kind of drop an elbow into him as he goes past, but it's nothing particularly damaging at this point. So this guy's going to try and make a dexterity check an athletics check to escape your grapple. Okay,
Ooh.
Tamora, could you please make an athletics check to keep the grapple? Yeah, no, he manages to shrug the sort of, he ducks down and the chains sort of slip back over his shoulders.
As he's ducking down, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, do you know what's going on?" Oh,
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so that's his turn.
come
Shana.
on, Egric, we're friends.
Okay.
Shana.
Onisama-chan.
Sama-chan.
Oh no. Sorry, I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. I guess I can try and run over here and tackle him again.
Yeah, sure.
This is the most mad dash scramble.
We're just like, get him! Yeah!
Level 0 characters, yes!
Get him! No! Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna try and like kind of wrestle him, I guess.
Okay.
Give him the
I'm
old
gonna
razzle
I'm gonna
dazzle.
go for the dagger. I want to try and get his dagger.
Yep.
So is that athletics?
We'll make
Sleight
that
of hand.
a sleight of hand check. Okay, and I'm going to resist that with
Resistance is futile.
his dex. No, he sees you grabbing for his dagger, but has the wherewithal to slap your hand away. It says, "Naughty, naughty!
Ow.
You're next, little elf girl."
I don't
Well,
really have anything to say to that.
The degree of offense
I
still
flipped
is
him
on your
off.
face.
Tried and true. I'm smacking him, slugging him in the nose again,
Okay.
or not.
No, that actually matches. Oh, does it? Yes, it does meet his armor class. So roll a d4 plus strength.
Another 3.
Okay, so that's 6 points of damage he has taken. He is starting to look a little rough now.
Well, I mean, he's been punched in the face twice.
Gromadim, the half-orc, finally liberated from his bonds.
Finally. Okay. Well, now that I see that everybody's over there trying to wail on him, I also would like to head over and try and wail on him. So, yeah,
Yep, so
30
you could
feet.
squeeze in there.
Cool.
We'd be like, "Oh, you're helping us this time."
About time.
I mean, to be fair, none of us went over there to help him yank on his chains, so.
Yeah, you guys are all able to do it yourselves.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss.
And these guys are starting to stack up behind you, ready to run for their lives. Okay, 5 is not going to be particularly helpful. Right. All right.
Are you sure you're helping us?
Tamori is next.
Okay, so he's not by the fire. He is over there.
The orc is here.
Okay. I'm
Oh, I
going
kind of got in the
to.
way, huh?
I was gonna Spartan kick him into the fire, but he's a little out of range. So
You could
I'm
Spartan kick
going
him into the
to.
wall.
I could try and
That's
suplex him
true.
into the fire.
That's probably way more effective than what I was thinking. I'm going to Spartan kick him into the wall, but because of the comment he made to the half elf, I'm gonna aim low.
Okay. Roll your attack. So it'll be a d20 plus your strength bonus.
Okay. It's actually a d20 minus my strength bonus. Oops.
Okay, yeah. Strong kick right to the important place, and he sags. The orcs will get you, and he slumps to the ground.
Did he pass out?
He's pretty much passed out. His eyes have rolled up into his head, and he is out.
Okay. Now, can I take his dagger?
You can.
Does he have keys on him?
Woohoo!
Yes, he does.
Taking the keys, I'm going to start undoing the shackles.
Okay.
And I'm going to take his whip.
Alrighty.
Is it just a regular dagger?
Yeah, just a regular dagger.
Does anybody look like they're more dexterous than I am?
Probably ever me. I don't know. I'm a 0.
Yeah, but you got the dagger.
True.
I want to note that as the guy passed out, I just let out a "We did it, team."
If you're not a bard, I'm going to be highly disappointed.
I'm really trying hard to determine whether I want to chain him to a pole or throw him in the fire.
The orc or toxic?
The orc.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to, since you have the dagger and I am not good with whips, I'm going to hand the whip off to Spike.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's taken 44 points of damage?
No one.
Ouch.
Okay. An orc guard appears in the doorway, along with 2 other slavers. The guard senses what's happening down here and is less than pleased, and starts marching down here. These 2 decide that sulphurous buildings full of shaking walls are probably not the best place to stay, and they start taking off towards the door. So, we're still in initiative order. This guy here also had a whip on him.
Yeah, I gave the whip to Spike.
Okay. So let's move him out of there, and there he is. He also had leather armor on. No one will have had time to put that on yet, but someone can claim it if you will. If you wish.
Dibs.
Okay.
Yeah, I consider myself pretty hardy. I don't.
I'm kind of hoping that I'm gonna go barbarian and I'll get the unarmored defense thing.
Oh, good.
I'm planning ahead.
I have the inklings of rage.
Okay.
I'm a little pissed right now, guys. This is great.
This is how it starts. He called me little elf, and that just pissed me off.
Okay. So should I guess I can attack this guy? Do you guys want to try and escape up the stairs towards those other two? Because the other two are going to be weaker.
Well, I mean, if we overwhelm this guy, he's probably got better equipment.
That's true.
Yeah, good point.
Oops. Sorry, I've just accidentally clicked on Spike's icon. Can you just re-roll initiative, Spike, and I'll update it to what it was?
Sure.
Okay. There you go. Okay, so
All right.
Shana has the initiative.
I'm gonna go ahead and just run up and stab this guy.
Sure.
Just heckin' go for it.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Okay. Oh, telling blow. Yeah, you jam that thing straight into his guts, and
Eyeball?
he screams in rage. And he is less than impressed. He yells out, "I'm going to kill you!"
I flip him off.
That's just rude.
You pull the dagger out, and blood starts gushing out from the wound.
That's nasty.
Okay, the guard. Oh, look, it's his turn now. He pulls out a longsword.
Uh-oh. Someone else can have my dagger if I get that.
No, he's actually in a lot of pain right now, and he's clutching his wound, and it's really not working for him as far as attacking you goes. He just screams in frustration, and he actually tries now to kind of move away. You can make a
attack of opportunity.
You may indeed. Yep.
Heck yes.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Yeah. As he steps away, you slash at the back of his ankles or back of his legs, and you score a telling blow to his hamstrings. He's savagely hurt there, and he's now sort of at half movement. He sort of lurches up a couple of steps. Ah! 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 You'll pay for this.
You never give me money, dude.
Whips have a standard weapon range, right?
10 foot.
10 foot? So
Yep,
I only
they
need
have
to
reach.
go up to there and...
Yep.
Aim for the neck.
Yeah.
Okay. You lot are nasty. Nasty, nasty people.
Little pent-up aggression here.
Oh no.
Not very good, though. Haven't handled one of these things before.
Yeah, no,
You pull an
it
Indiana
is
Jones and split your own lip.
it's a pretty unfamiliar sort of scenario, yeah.
Just kind of
Okay.
flaps again.
So Gromdim.
All right. So
You can get up next to him.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm just gonna get up here or here, whichever. I guess here. Or no, that'll put me in the way of the whip, right? I can sit here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll try to hit him. Now I have to do 1d20 plus strength, right? Because I'm just punching.
Yeah.
Or minus strength technically.
Yeah, no. He just sort of wildly slashes all that, like bats your hand away.
I am not sure.
Yeah, he's he's unimpressed, but he's still kind of trying to withdraw. And Tamori.
Is triangular? What the hell is triangular? Is diagonal movement? Is that still 5 feet?
Yes, for this purpose, yes.
Okay, so I can.
So you can get to there,
here.
no problems, or you can get to here.
Okay, so yeah, I can get up here.
5, 6. Yep.
I'm gonna think it worked the first time, and I'm gonna try and grapple him.
Okay.
It's not gonna work the second time, trust me.
So athletics check. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
You did your best.
It worked the first
I mean-
time, and I just give him a bear hug, but I'm hugging his thigh.
It is technically a contested roll, but considering he gets +3.
Oh.
All
This would
right.
look much
Although
funnier if I were
he had
halfling.
crit failed, that would have
That's
been the
true.
only reason that you would have wanted to. Why did you move the guy that's unconscious?
Okay, so these guys, because I'm a doofus. These guys basically finish off this guy. Basically plunge the spikes from their chains into his chest a few times.
weird.
Make sure that the job is properly done,
Wow.
and they start running forwards to queue up behind you guys because you seem to know what you're doing.
We sure do seem like it.
it depends
I'll
on what you
say-
compare us to.
Most of us certainly probably know what we're doing.
Okay. So if I could have Shana make your turn.
All right, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yeah.
Remember that
So
you
I'm gonna
can
come
move through each
behind.
other's squares, so you can come up
You
and flank
can?
them if you want. Yeah.
Okay. Do I get what's it called? Flanking?
No.
Or do you need to know what
Flanking
that
is an optional rule in 5th ed.
Okay. So you choose not to use it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna just stab him in the back then.
Dear Lord.
What is
Wow,
it? with
Yeah.
you
why am I
and
rolling
this-
so
You
good
have
all the
like, you have a magic dagger.
Pretty
Apparently.
much. So he goes
Okay.
down. Yeah, you just basically jam that thing straight into the back of his neck, and it finds bone, and you just cut straight through his spinal cord, and ow!
I'm still holding onto his thigh, like, don't worry, I got him.
And I just kind of looked down like, do you want this dagger? Because I want that sword.
Sure, I'll take the dagger.
Okay, he is wearing hide armor. He has a long sword, and he also has a dagger.
Ooh, I'll take his dagger.
Okay, that works out.
And
So,
if anyone wants to take the hide armor, they can.
sweet.
Is it okay if I grab dagger from the compendium and put it on my sheet?
Yeah, that's what we've been
Sure. Yeah.
Long sword. Long sword. There we go.
Okay. So, you basically make it to the top of the
Oh no. I just realized why I was doing so well, and it's because I accidentally had it marked as proficient.
the rolls were still good enough.
Okay.
They would have beat his armor class regardless.
That's true. It was like 20s. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll fix it.
So, he is dead.
Dude.
Dead. He dead, y'all.
Hey guys, I think he died.
That worked to
Oops.
plan.
Yep.
And now we got 2 more folks up here.
I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I am really good at this.
Hey, do you wanna take the armor?
Uh,
Toxic.
I
Did someone take the armor?
I called dibs on the leather one. I don't know if anybody wants the hide one.
Oh,
Also,
okay.
about the armor, is that going to take a minute to grab off of the person, or can I just add it to my inventory? I know it's going to take a while to put on, so like it's not like an on thing. But should I like have it with
Well, I mean,
me, or should I just wait till after?
We can just use a turn, right?
I think it takes like a while to put on
It's like
armor.
2 turns.
It takes about a minute to put on light armor, 5 minutes.
Like-
5 minutes to put on medium, and like longer for heavy.
One turn is like what, 10 seconds?
6.
6.
Yeah,
6
and
seconds.
and I think all 4 of us together could strip somebody out of basic armor pretty quick.
Yeah, getting it off is not the problem. It's putting
Okay,
it on.
well, you can wait. Do you want to wait then to put it on? Cause
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it on. I'm just saying like.
I feel like we can take these guys out, and then you'll have time to.
Yeah.
Good
stop
plan.
and-
For sure.
Technically, we
Okay.
haven't even exited this room yet, so.
All right. So the door on the left opens, and a
My gosh.
orc fella pops out. He's another of the guards. Let's see what he thinks of seeing a bunch of people who've escaped their bonds running up the corridor.
And killing people.
They're escaping that way. Go get them.
Yeah, no, he's pretty dedicated to his duty. He's gonna come down here and he's going to fight.
Oh, stupid orc.
I like how they're coming at us one at a time.
It is convenient.
It's a good. I like this.
Don't say that. It'll change.
Okay, so this guard has come out and he is going to basically, because you weren't quite prepared for him and you were still stripping the other guy of his armor, this guy's going to actually come here and lash out at Shana.
Oh no.
Ooh, that's going to hit you.
Uh-oh.
Starting to think maybe we should take a few minutes to put on some armor.
I'll be okay.
Okay, luckily it's a glancing blow. He slashes at your legs and misses your femoral artery. He does, however, put a nasty gash on the top of your across the middle of your thigh.
Ouch.
So take 4 points of damage.
Yeah, I did. Look,
Okay.
my little health bar went down. Why am I the only one with a health bar?
No, Tamari's got one.
Yeah, you can only see your own, I think.
No, you should be able to see them all.
I can only see mine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not like a. I don't need to see the other ones, I guess. It's not like I can heal them.
Okay.
Suddenly, you feel divine inspiration strike you.
All right. So you. That's a sort of a bit of a surprise round. Top of the order.
So, I guess I'll just log sword him.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. You basically return the favor, but you hit the artery. He starts gushing blood, and oh yeah,
Wow, I have a lot of blood on me now, I guess.
He's screaming in pain. Says, "I'll kill you." He doesn't seem super convinced of that though.
Okay. You're like the third person who said that to me now.
Like in the last 5 minutes.
Spike.
We have two up at the end of the hallway.
No, they're out the door and gone.
Out the door and gone.
Oh, okay.
So there's somebody down.
Here.
I'll go.
We need to kind of start finding our way out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
going to go past him.
Okay.
And strike back
Do you
at him
wanna
with
try,
the
like-
whip.
Okay. As you go out of his range, he's going to get a
Whack at me, yeah.
attack of opportunity. Again with the long sword. Oh, that's not.
Ooh, that's going to hurt.
Yeah. Okay, that's 5 points of damage you're going to take, man. Sorry.
Oof.
All right.
Okay.
And I get a return
Now you can
swipe
make
at
your
him.
attack. Yep. That's a
Hang
hit.
my whip.
Excellent. Learning how this thing works.
Okay. You basically slash the whip in a sort of fairly lucky way, and it actually wraps around his leg right in the spot where the artery's already opened. And as you pull it in, it actually opens up the artery even more, and he just falls down dead.
Oh. Wow.
Nice.
Well done.
We're just like blowing through these guys.
I'm taking his sword. Yeah, sword,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, he had a sword, and he had a hide armor.
Okay, who's next in line for the armor?
I'm getting hit pretty hard. It might not be a bad idea for me to call dibs
Right.
on that one.
Are we still in initiative? I'm guessing there's going to be more guards.
You're still in initiative for now. He is down, so yeah.
Do you want to go out this door, guys?
Okay, so just as a quick heads up, I am going to reveal this room now and this room. So you should be able to see the contents of those rooms now.
Mm-hmm. These are some wacky textures. So, what is that?
Okay, so this is a fire pit here. It's basically a cook fire.
Okay.
There's a large food preparation bench where you can see various hunks of meat, barrels of grain, baskets of food, that sort of thing. This is a large dining table, which there's about 8 chairs around. Anyone going over here to look at this room will notice 6 pallets, fairly rude beds. I mean, there's a sort of a wooden frame around each pallet, and they're off the ground so that mice aren't a problem. But they are fairly crude nonetheless. You see a few rude backpacks lying around, and you can each take a backpack and enough rations for 3 days.
That I will do.
Nice.
Let's see, where's my... Where do you put equipment?
And with that,
Are we keeping track of like weight?
we won't worry about it too much at this point. So 3 of you have managed to get armor. Is that correct?
In possession of it, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So is
All
the
right.
ration the only thing in the backpack?
Basically, you've raided the kitchen to get to the rations.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Okay, and that's done.
I'm waving the longsword around like I've always wanted one of these.
Okay, and finally you burst through the doors with your fellow prisoners or fellow slaves right behind you. And now for something different.
And now for something completely different.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the next map.
I'm just watching Sama do Monty Burns hands.
Sounds legit.
Smithers.
Smithers? Smithers?
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay, so as you emerge from the stockade, from the bunker area, you find yourself in the familiar location of the stockade outside.
Is that a wolf?
So you emerge into this area, and the first thing that hits you is the smell of sulfur. It's really unpleasant. You are aware that the areas around here and here are steep embankments, and there's a volcanic fissure with lava running through it, about 10 foot wide, which seems to have cut through the camp. Couple of these guys scramble over here and start trying to climb the wall.
Are there horses over there?
There are horses over here, which you will see any second.
Ah. It's a little sausage.
The horses are tied to their stalls, and they're pretty spooked by all the stuff going on.
I can only imagine. But there's only 3.
Well, it's not like we should leave them there.
Yeah, I'm sure we can double up.
Who's the smallest?
You.
Yeah, okay, who's the next smallest?
Probably me.
Yeah,
There
I'm half
is
elf
another
too.
guard here who's trying to wrangle one of the horses to a calmer state. These two here, I'm just going to make a quick athletics check for them. Okay, so this one here, she's managed to climb about the first 15 feet up the wall. This guy just can't seem to get purchase, and he's really struggling.
How tall is the wall?
Can't really tell from here, but from memory, you know that it's about 40 feet. But it's not vertical; it's like a 60-degree angle.
Super slope.
Yeah.
Super sloper.
So you could try and leap the lava. You've got horses there that you can try and do something with. You can see that the gate here is open, and you suspect that the rest of the garrison has basically hightailed it out of here or tried to leap into the lava and ended up not.
So all that's really left is this dude?
Yep, and there's also a forge over here that you're aware of.
First things first, I think we want the horses.
Do we have time to forge weapons?
No, but there might
Well,
be gear there.
No,
there?
but there may
but
be
there
weapons
might be pre-made. Gotcha.
near or being manufactured in the forge, or there might be chains or some sort of useful thing like spikes.
We might want to get our chains off too.
Mm-hmm.
I used the key to release the shackles.
Did we get the keys?
Yeah.
Do our shackles even have keys? Or are they more permanent?
The shackles don't have keys per se, but there is a tool that they use to uncrank the bolts on the shackles.
Okay. So yeah, we'll need to. We'll probably
Like think of a screwdriver crossed with a
torque wrench,
wine opener, little handheld T-shaped tool.
Okay.
And you basically put it up against the nut and you just twist.
Wrong way.
Oh. Okay.
Horses first, jump the lava, head for the forge.
Anyone who wishes to can put a pair of shackles in their inventory and an iron spike.
Take that.
Okay. Cool. So I guess I'll head over to the ponies then.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess I'll go here.
Mm-hmm. Anyone else gonna move?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow the person who's been killing a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'll go.
Just so you're aware, both the forge and the stables are covered in boards, so they're not completely open air. I've just left the roof off for the sake of showing the horses.
Okay.
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 They're also highly flammable.
Well, so are the horses.
That's true. But the horses can probably do something about it.
Horses aren't. Well, I guess it depends how smart they are. Does anyone know how to ride?
No.
We'll figure it out.
We're slaves. We weren't allowed to ride.
That's true.
True story. You are also aware that back behind the stockade is the overseer's residence.
Definitely want horses.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you suggesting that we go and find him and kill him?
That's what I'm suggesting.
Sounds like a lovely idea.
It would be an alternative to crossing the lava, perhaps.
Fair, and he probably has the best equipment. We can use the horses to get up the embankment faster than anybody else.
Assuming horses can climb a 60-degree slope, yes.
Did you know that horse legs are more constructed more like fingers than like our legs?
Mm-hmm. I did.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
I didn't
They break
actually.
really
That's amazing.
easily. Yeah. Well, because they got like the tendons and they
I
move
didn't, but
like this.
I
more
have seen.
Okay, so this guy here, as he sees you approach, he turns to you.
Hi.
Hello.
Kill him quick.
He says, "Look, I just want one of the horses. This doesn't have to get violent. I can see you've all armed yourselves. I don't want this to be a thing, okay? You clearly, yeah. So look, you know, he's doing his best to make a
Is he trying to
persuasion
persuade us?
check. Yes,
Do we
and
roll
he
against
seems
that?
to be making a pretty good case.
I mean, I guess like if we let him take one of the horses, we can still double up on the other two. If we
If
need
he'll
to.
drop his weapons and leave him, he can have a horse.
Done. He starts ripping off his armor, drops his helmet, and basically gets this horse under control, saddles it up, and
I'm gonna look at everybody else. Have they always been this amenable?
oh no,
No, I think it's the lava.
I think that means things are going really wrong.
yeah, no, he's seen that this is all going to shit. So,
Smartest orc I've ever met.
he's decided self-preservation is better than pretty much anything else right now. And he G's the horse up past you and leaps the lava on it and out the gate, and he's gone. So you have another set of hide armor. You have another longsword and another dagger.
Grom, you can take the armor.
Okay.
Oh, I have an armor.
I don't have armor.
I have leather armor.
I'll take the armor this time, I guess. Might as well since I'm still
Okay.
kind of.
Whoever
Okay.
other than me who doesn't have armor can take the armor.
What's it? Hide? Is it hide armor?
Hide armor, yes.
I'll take a second dagger if nobody wants it.
I'd,
Yeah, I'm good.
I'd be happy with the longsword.
We're sitting around lava and two horses divvying up weapons.
Well, it's kind of important.
Okay. And as you shovel that stuff into your packs, boom, a huge splash of lava comes out here.
We shouldn't have said anything.
On the horses, off we go.
And this section of the ground gives way.
Oh no, I don't think they can really see that on the. Well, I guess like a quarter of it.
Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties with the finer points of making the map work.
You should
We'll
just be
figure it
able to drag the corners in a bit and then resize it. There might be a transform you might need to apply as an effect.
Well, I'm taking a horse.
Yeah, I'm on one of the horses with whoever will let me up.
Yeah.
Wait. So are we doing two to a horse? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
kind of
Right,
have
okay.
to.
Okay.
How spooked are the horses, and do we have to do animal handling?
Yes, please. Becca's very spooked.
14?
Oof.
Oh no.
I go,
Please stay away from the horses.
I get
Oh.
over to the horse and I go, I'm going to name you Bartholomew, and then I get kicked in the head.
Okay.
And
Anyone
die.
else going to try and make an animal handling check?
I'll try to handle these.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Horses
no.
don't like me.
Okay.
We can't
So-
handle animals.
This horse here basically runs past you all, leaps over the lava, and bolts off.
No. All right. Well,
There goes that plan.
So you've got this horse left, but he seems to be calmer and is willing to take a little bit of food from Shana's hands.
okay.
I don't think all 4 of us are getting out on one horse.
No, that's
Maybe
not
if we
happening.
tie a rope around him, he can like help pull us up the embankment. Do we have a
Wow.
rope?
I don't
Can
think
he
he's
even
getting
get
up the embankment.
He's got. I just told you he's got spindly legs.
Yes,
Not a
but
rabbit.
I have seen a horse pull a mountain goat on the side of a barn.
What kind of horse?
I don't know.
What kind of goat? What
Okay.
kind of
Because
barn?
that matters. If this is just a regular riding horse, they usually can't. They don't have that much. What's the word? Is it torque?
Horsepower.
Horse.
Oh.
Like all
It's
I'm
that
saying
time
is
of
like
day,
a
isn't it?
Clydesdale can.
Michi, wherever you are, I am sorry.
I saw them in the chat earlier.
Okay, as you guys continue
Sorry.
to discuss what you're going to do, this section of lava splashes up again
right,
with
we
the
need-
booming
We need to get out
sound.
of here.
I start
And-
scrambling up the embankment.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up the embankment. Fuck.
Okay.
The horse can. I kind of like point the horse towards the gate and like give it a tap. Like, go on.
Okay.
Before you get lavaed.
Okay, two more of your fellow slaves, not villagers, commoners, start making it up the hillside. This person is struggling a bit, but they've made a little bit of forward progress. So make me athletics checks if you're going to climb. Otherwise, tell me what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Give it a shot.
God.
Okay, Shana, you get to here.
Oh.
Everyone
I am
else
stuck.
is stuck at the bottom.
Cool.
Oh no, we still have our shackles on.
No, you've taken them off.
Oh. Oh, okay. So I have a chain
Yep,
and it's 10 feet long.
yeah,
Can I like dangle it?
you sure can. You also have an iron spike.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like dangle the chain down and like use the butt of my sword to kind of pound the spike into the rock.
Yeah, sure.
like,
Make me an athletics check.
Make
with
the
advantage.
chain, yeah.
With advantage.
Oh, with advantage. Click again. 15.
Okay, 15. Yeah, that's good enough. So you've got a chain now dangles down towards you, folks. There you go. Chain.
That should help.
Gonna climb the chain?
Chain.
Anyone who wishes to grab for the chain may try to scramble
Maybe
up
don't
it.
bum rush it, but
So
hey.
Spike responds first, and he is make
Very
me a.
successful.
It was at advantage anyway, but sure. So if you're on the chain, it's at advantage.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I always hated this enslaved gym class, and then
Yeah,
still
Rain
failed.
and Brom are really kind of struggling.
If they can grab the chain, can we kind of help pull them up or something?
I'm not even sure we've grabbed the chain yet.
Okay, these guys kind of follow up, and sort of once they get level with you guys, you kind of help swing them across to this part of the slope. So there's just the 3 of you left down at the base now.
To wave to everybody, be like, "It was nice killing with you."
Over and like, this is bullshit, Greg.
The lava splashes again, and more of the earth gives way.
Ooh.
Seriously, we need to get you guys up this cliff.
Yeah. We're gonna. Gosh.
So
I mean,
those
I
of
can
you who
swim.
aren't
Wait.
Shana, those of you who aren't Shana, can you please make one more athletics check?
We still have advantage for the chain.
Sorry, Rain still has. Tamori still has advantages.
Okay.
Spike, you managed to get up over the top.
All right.
You are able to get to the path that sits atop of the bunker. That runs up towards the overseer's place. Who else was up here?
Oh, sorry.
No, wait. Okay. Grom, you can make an athletics check advantage to try and climb the chain again.
Hey.
Yay!
Nice.
That's about
You
as good as it
climb up
gets.
the chain. And people swing you across up to here. This guy will try.
I'm just at the wrong one. Eh, eh.
I'm just gonna shout down, "This wall's full. Try the other one."
This guy makes it up to about here. So it's just Tamori at the bottom.
Come on, one more time.
Come on, you could do it.
Shana, if you wish to abandon your chain and your spike, you can keep moving forwards.
Am I like kind of holding it a little to steady it?
If you wish.
Because if it's like pounded in there good enough to get all these people up, then I don't need to babysit it, right?
Well, maybe. Do you want to make some sort of check to find out?
Sure. Would that be insight
That'd be wisdom.
or investigation?
Wisdom.
Just straight wisdom. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Curvy wisdom.
Yeah, no, it's going to
Yeah,
be
no.
completely fine.
All right.
You
Well,
have
I'm
no
gonna
doubt
go
you've
up
done a great job hammering that thing. Okay,
All
you're
right.
up as well. Grom, make me another check. Athletics.
All right.
Not at advantage this time.
Got it.
Okay, you're finding the going tough. And Tamori, advantage for athletics.
Please tell me that one works.
Yeah, you're up.
Oh, okay.
So you get to the top of the chain. As you do so, this guy tries to kind of pull up the last bit of the chain, and as they do so, they yank it loose, and the chain and the spike go tumbling down the wall to the bottom of the stable area.
Sure glad we got rid of the horses.
And with that, another huge shake, rattle, roll, and even more
Oh boy, oh boy.
of the lava.
Glue.
Ah.
Ooh.
I feel like if we tried to go over to the forge, we would be like in there right now. Like,
We'd be trying to climb the walls.
So the lava is literally spitting out of the hole that's fallen into the pit now. it's getting really, really hot. Can I get everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Ooh, something I'm good at.
Nice.
Oh, damn.
Very nice.
Okay,
I'm sitting
Shana.
comfortable. This is like Hawaii.
Shana, you are lucky you are up. You are starting to get exhausted from the continuous impact of the sulfur dioxide in the air. Everyone else
Do I get a
is.
level of exhaustion, or
You do get a level of exhaustion.
okay?
Um,
That
everyone
means,
else.
That means disadvantage on
Yep.
skill checks. Okay.
Yep, believe so.
All right, that's fine.
Okay, and anyone else? Let's see. Spike makes his. Grom, you're feeling pretty rough. You can have disadvantage. You can have a level of exhaustion as well.
Okay. Just what I needed.
Why are you guys looking so bad?
It's
Just a balmy tropical day.
little toasty.
I'm a little sticky.
It's a dry heat. You'll be fine.
This is like
Okay.
the opposite of me in real life.
As you say dry heat, I immediately get a nosebleed. Just
All right. The lava is still spitting up around you. There's a number of you who still haven't made it up the embankment.
yeah.
Going to
Is it-
roll.
Is it possible for me to like reach down and like help people up?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I can do that then.
But we'll just quickly see how many of these folks make it up on their own. 4 of them. So this guy's up.
Whoops.
Yeah, this guy's up. This guy's up. This guy's up. Everyone else can make an athletics check with advantage. Anyone who is at disadvantage can roll a normal roll for athletics.
Man.
So if I pick someone
Oh,
to help up,
Mm.
do I roll?
No,
With
I'm assuming we're not in initiative mode at the moment, so there's you're just able to help it one at a time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Grom, yeah, you make it up.
I did it.
You did the thing, yay!
Good thing.
And these
guys, I'm not good at climbing.
Oh,
I kept books. I didn't do all the hard labor.
Okay, the other 3 make it up. Tamori, you are really struggling. The rattling of the ground is shaking you, and you're finding it really hard to maintain grip in the section that you're in. It having been where there's been a fair bit of traffic already, and a lot of the handholds have been torn loose.
What's messed up is I'm a rock climber in real life.
Oh dear. Okay. So with that, we'll make Tamori make one final roll. Let's say double advantage because everyone else is up and trying to help you up.
So I'm rolling
So,
twice at advantage.
Roll 3 d20 K1.
So it's roll 3.
Keep the
Slash-
highest.
/roll 3d20 K1 plus whatever your strength is. Strength bonus.
That'd be -1.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
All right.
So
we just
everyone
gonna
else,
pick him up and drag him up here?
everyone else, the other three of you make a strength check, athletics check,
guys.
one each.
Oh fuck.
Okay,
Dice hate
Shana,
us.
as the others sort of are reaching down and kind of grabbing at you, trying to find a way to get a hold of you, you feel your top starting to slip up as they're physically pulling it off you. Then Shana reaches down and just grabs your arm and double wrist grip and just hauls you straight up over the top.
Like as soon as she does that, when I'm face to face, I'm like, thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. So,
Ooh, another map, another map. Big orange blob, big orange blob.
Yeah, that's where we start.
Ooh, this new map is so detailed.
Warm and toasty.
why are drawings not being cleared? This is annoying. Small technical issue. Oh.
Oh no.
Maybe if I was on the right layer, that would help.
Aha.
That's just a rumor started by people that know how to do this.
Everyone's a critic.
I have
At this
no
time
idea
of day,
what
of course.
Okay. And nearly there. So you start up this path, and there's a path that sort of winds up about 4 or 5 switchbacks. The cliffs on each side of the switchback are covered in sort of mosses and vines, and you finally get up to the top of the overseer's residence.
Ah.
And as you get close, you notice an orc lying trapped in the rubble of the doorway, and you recognize him as Halgor, the overseer of this area. He calls out to you and says, "Oh, someone made it out alive! Thank Grumsh. Look, there may be a way that you can bargain for your freedom. Take my journal, my financial journals. They're on the desk inside. Take them to Fort Gundar, and they may grant you your freedom, or give you some sort of better conditions at least. I can tell I'm not long for the world here. Please, do this and you'll be rewarded."
No.
No, let's not be hasty.
Okay, I'm glad I wasn't the only one on that page.
Can I do an insight check on him to see if he's screwing us?
You can insight check him. Yeah.
This is going to go horribly, by the way.
That's the only way it should go.
Oh shit. Okay, it's still on normal.
Is it nice and cooler up here?
Look, he
Yeah,
seems
no, I think we should
trustworthy.
go grab that journal.
He seems trustworthy. Yep.
Well, I certainly think we should see if there's anything in value, but we ought to kill him on our way by.
Well,
I think we should just leave him to die on
I-
his own. He's trapped under some rubble.
all right, guys. So
Look,
what we're gonna do is
the
we're gonna get this journal and we're gonna take it. We're gonna take it to the guys that he's talking about because he's not as bad of a person as we thought he was.
Oh gods,
And
I hope he's being honest.
I'm sure
Okay.
it will be just fine.
I still want to make sure that the key word is was. Was a nice guy.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Go for it, man.
the
can do the honors.
consensus is, yeah, let's murder this man. Seems perfectly reasonable.
He's got
I
it coming.
mean, he was probably gonna die anyway, considering the concussions and lacerations from getting a house falling on him.
I imagine that your character said that in exactly that tone. that let's see how much I can gather together to make this make sense.
Okay.
A 16
Right.
says it makes sense.
Spike steps up, looks at the guy, and he nods, accepting his fate.
For 2 points of damage. You get him in the shoulder.
You stab him, unused to the longsword as you are, squarely in the right bicep, and he looks at you oddly and says, "How?"
Sorry, let me try again.
This time the sword, you focus a little more. You feeling a bit of performance pressure here as the rest of the people in the group are starting to look at you oddly, and he reaches into his pocket as he does so. As you're doing this, and as you're sort of trying to slowly trace the tip of the sword across his throat, he still has the ability to kind of pull out this scroll and say, "Port Gundla," and perishes.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Can anybody read?
I
We have
can.
a scribe, right?
Okay, and
And if I was captured recently, you said not like 7 years. Do you think I can read? Can I read?
I mean, could you read before you were captured? Were you a peasant?
whoever had the
Bookkeeper?
bookkeeper thing has the ability to read fluently and write.
That would be me.
Gonna read it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sorry.
did they give
That
it
was,
to you?
I just kind of assumed that was a matter of course, but yes, I would like to read that scroll. Also, we should probably look for those journals.
Yeah, definitely. Like 100%.
Okay, yeah, I'll
Okay.
head in and start looking around if I can.
I'm shaking
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna
sword because
definitely
I'm
look for
sure
the
there's
journal.
something wrong with it.
If you all take a quick look at the journal section, you should now see a Shoel Gundam map that is visible by all of you.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now, So who's going where? We've got a sort of office area here. There's shelves along the wall here. There's a dressing, like a dresser over here, bed here. There's another bookshelf here. Large, sumptuous dining table with what seems to be better than average by Orcish standards, cutlery and glassware. And there's a sort of a divan sort of thing over here, which would probably be comfortably able to seat at least 2 or 3 people.
I'm going to check out the line of bookcases.
Okay.
I'll check
Move
this
your
out.
token to the one that you're going to.
Okay, I'm gonna. You said there was over here, or
Yep, there's bookcases here, and
Okay.
there's bookcases here.
okay, I'll head over to
Oh,
the bookcases that
Okay.
are not currently being perused.
Yep.
And also peruse.
Mm-hmm. The Orc commander Halgor, and if you have a look at the Shoel Gundar map, you'll see that there is a Camp Halgor on the eastern side,
Mhm.
not far from Fangtop. That's where you are.
Ah,
This is Halgor himself. He has chainmail, he has a battle axe, and he has a dagger.
the little X. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so
You said chainmail?
chain shirt. Sorry.
Chain shirt.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Does somebody want that?
Okay. Grom, while you're over there, can I get you to make an investigation check, please?
Mhm.
In fact, everyone make an investigation check for the area you're in. Spike, if you would like to move your token somewhere to do some sort of investigation, you may do so.
You're also free to take the chainmail off of the dead guy.
Yeah, I'm
we'll
gonna
say
strip the dead
that's
guy.
yeah. We'll say that's happening anyway.
Okay.
Um, if we spend enough time, I'd like to spend the time trying to get into some armor.
Okay, Shana, you find some clothes. They're reasonably simple. There are a couple of nicer sets of clothes, though, that look like they might be used for more formal occasions. Grom,
Okay.
as you're pushing on, as you're going through the contents of this bookcase over here, you notice that it seems to give a little when pushed. When you're sort of taking stuff off, looking at it and pushing it back in. Most of it seems to be histories of the Shoels and the Orcs of the Gundarian Isle in particular.
Can I give it a little shove and see if it like?
You can indeed.
Okay. Be athletics.
Yep.
Very little shove.
Yeah, it seems a little bit stuck. Maybe there's a catch or a release or a locker or something that you could disengage. Mori, inspecting these shelves, you notice. Oops. You notice similar sort of thing. A lot of papers, a lot of invoices, a lot of logs, but most importantly, over here on the desk, you find a pair of large bound journals. Both of them have the word ledger or Camp Halgor.
Can you just take a quick read through them?
You can have a quick skim, yeah. You won't have time for much, but you can at least see what's in there, and you notice that it's tabular format, looks like double entry bookkeeping. There are some forecasts about every 20 pages that seem to be on a monthly basis, and yeah, it all seems to be fairly standard, what you'd expect for a bookkeeping journal.
Okay, I'm gonna stuff those in my backpack.
Okay, good. One thing, you make me one more investigation check while you're there.
Do one more investigation check.
Yes, please.
Just as soon. There it goes.
Okay. You notice that they're both dated for the same period, but there do seem to be some subtle differences. Grom. You can choose. Would you like to make an investigation check, a perception check, or another athletics check?
Definitely investigation again. I'll do that.
Okay. All right. You find that there's one particular book that seems to be attached to something. As you tip it backwards, you hear a click, and the door, the bookshelf sags open and inwards. What you see inside is a room. Oops. Nope. Perhaps if I do this. A room. It seems to have a cache of what seems to be interesting goods in there.
Ooh. Okay, guys, I found stuff.
I will go and investigate stuff.
I would like to. I would
wanna
like to
look at
also
stuff.
look around.
Okay.
what's in there.
Shana, if you would like, you can add two sets of fine clothing to your inventory.
No thanks. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Okay, so in here you find basically a stash of what seems to be trade goods. There's a barrel of iron spikes. There is quite a bit of lumber. There's some really nice quality pieces of hardwood in there that might be useful for something. There are candles. There are backpacks, rope, all sorts of stuff.
Okay. All right. Let's put together a little pack then.
Okay.
Some rope, candles, pythons.
Yep. So what I'm going to allow you to do, rather than bogging down the action here, I'm going to say to you, you can each add to your character sheet 25 gold worth of general equipment and either an adventurer's pack, an explorer's pack, a scholar's pack, or a, what was the other one? Dungeoneers, explorers, scholars, or going to player's handbook, equipment page, equipment packs, diplomat's pack.
Here we go. Okay, let's see what's in there. Crowbar, hammer, torch, tinderbox.
Which packs were it again? What were the first two?
Diplomats, dungeoneers, explorers, or scholars. If anyone wants to make a further investigation check, then they can.
Yeah, definitely will.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nope.
Am I still exhausted? That doesn't go away.
Yes,
until
you are.
rest.
Oh shoot! I haven't been making rolls with exhaustion at all. I'm sorry.
Shit.
I forgot I'm also
It's okay.
exhausted.
Oh, okay. That didn't sound so bad at all.
Let's actually say that the exhaustion's worn off. It was a temporary thing because you're in the gas.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Okay, and having found your way out of the this area, let's see what were the Shana. You find a dagger of exceptional quality.
What does that mean?
You don't really know. It looks shinier than normal, maybe sharper.
All right.
Grom. Let's have a look at your character sheet.
So functionally, what is it? Just a regular dagger for now?
It just mark it as in your inventory as a dagger of exceptional quality.
Okay. I won't use it then. Don't know.
It seems exceptionally sharp. Grom, you you find a strange looking headband. It has a
Go ahead, sorry.
it has colors in it that don't seem to exist. You're not quite sure how you're seeing these colors, but the colors exist.
Okay. Can I put it on my head?
Sure. Nothing seems to happen.
I just turned to everybody. I'm like, these are the colors, right? This is weird.
Looks good on you.
Spike, can I get you to make an investigation check, please?
Nice.
Not bad.
Okay, Spike, you find 4 bottles that seem to have an interesting concoction inside them. You uncork one, you have a smell. The others all, when you uncork them, seem to be pretty similar. You're not quite sure what they do.
Okay.
Or what they are. They have a sort of vaguely metallic sweet smell.
You want to test it?
Yeah, I kind of do.
The stuff of adventurers.
Have you been injured?
Repeatedly, so yeah, I want to try and drink one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Roll 1d4 to see if you get the poison.
Okay, you are healed for 7 points of damage. You feel quite
That's what I thought.
a bit better.
Hey, these are good.
So you have 3 regular healing potions now.
All right, cool.
And Rain, you rolled a 13. You find
Sorry, did you say 13?
for your investigation.
Yeah, I rolled a 15.
Oh, 15? Okay. You find a pair of exceptional quality gloves. They're
Those are going on.
larger than usual, fitted for a full-blood orc's hands.
Are
And
they pretty?
no, but they're well made. They're well made, and they have stripes down the back of each hand.
Oh gosh, this orc was into race car driving. Need for speed.
Probably race kart driving, is the case may be, but sure.
Chariot racing.
Okay. And with that,
Yeah.
you feel the room start to heat up.
Okay, time to go.
Yep, I agree.
Yep, time to run.
All about
Let's
that
go.
going thing.
That would be great right now. Be a horse.
Getting out of here.
Somebody had scared it off.
Okay.
We weren't gonna get anywhere on one horse. And I'm the only one who managed to get a horse to, not die, like run away.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did kind of encourage the other one, but that was good though.
Bartholomew will return to me.
Okay, so well done, everyone. You've managed to find some equipment. You've managed to free yourself from your bonds. You've managed to overcome a couple of slavers. You have helped to liberate a bunch of other people who seem to have largely run off into the woods.
I don't blame them.
They were smart.
As you start moving
They were
out,
like the orc with the horse. We like the orc with the horse.
as you start moving out of the building, boom. Everyone make a dex check, please. Or dex saving throw.
Woohoo!
Fuck.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay, Grom and Spike, you fall to the ground.
The ground's not supposed to move.
No, it generally doesn't. You see
Most of
the
the time.
back half of the house with that room full of gear basically fall away into a pit. The pit goes down hundreds of feet. Not only that, but as that material hits the bottom, a huge wave of sulfur comes blasting out of the pit.
So I know that was a natural phenomenon, but note to self: start checking for traps.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So what do you do?
We ought to run.
Get back up
Okay.
and try to be elsewhere.
Just want to get out of here.
Yeah, we should
I have the journals.
skedaddle.
Okay.
But there's something odd about them, so if anybody else can read, I want to consult with them later.
Sure. Okay, so you're going to run. As you start running, more of the house tumbles into the pit. More sulfur dioxide and other nasty fumes start blasting out.
Yeah, we need to get off this whole island. or something, or get out of here. I can't read.
Make me. So, what I'm going to do. Everyone who've made their saves, move 30 feet. Everyone who didn't, make 15, because you're going to have to get back up on your feet.
1, 2, 3. Let's see.
I think it made it to the door.
3, 4. I'm probably not going to go very far if you guys are falling back.
Now, that's a shale cliff face. If you want to try sliding down it, you can do so with an acrobatics check. You'll get further, but
Do
Wait,
I
you
want
might take some some falling damage if you either side of the cliff. So anywhere that's not on the path in this section here
Oh, gotcha.
is basically a steep slope. This path kind of switches backwards and forwards as it winds down the cliff.
How much falling damage do I take?
Sorry, so you've gone down this way. Yep, you can take. For that, you take 4 points of damage.
When they reach me, I'm just gonna look up and go, guys, I might have been a little overconfident.
Yeah. So basically, you've kind of dived off. You've tried to grab the vines that are hanging down, and then they run out, and then you kind of slip down about 15, 20 feet, and you come back to the path fairly bruised and battered, but alive. Okay. So. More and more of the house starts to fall away. Along with a lot of the mountain. Make me more I'm running away rolls, please.
What is it, Dex?
Dex saves, yeah.
Okay.
God.
Oh dear.
We're not good at this.
Okay.
We were a little tired.
Spike, you can move 15 feet. Everyone else can move 30.
Head for the shale and try and slide down.
That's exactly what I'm doing. At 15, that's where I end up.
Okay. So you slide down. Make me a dex check, acrobatics check.
Dear God.
God,
honey. Let's see this. 2, 3,
Oops.
4, 5. I could probably go over here then.
Sorry, typo. Did you only 2 points of damage?
Lucky.
I can handle that.
Okay. And yet more of the world starts going haywire as the mountainside starts collapsing into the pit. Basically that much now. However, you seem to have enough of a head start, so you manage to dash off into the night. Keep in mind, it's still 4 o'clock in the morning, but with all of the light from the magma and so on, it's almost as if it's daylight. You can see pretty thoroughly where you're going.
Well,
Please.
Which one's the human? Is that Spike?
I'm human.
I'm a half elf.
Oh, you're the human. Okay. I knew there's one human. Everyone else has dark vision.
Yeah, vision isn't a problem at the moment. There are lava vents opening up all over the place.
That's terrifying.
You make your way past them and out into the forest. As
Just like
you
Minecraft.
do so, the world gets chaotic. You run blindly into the night for what seems like hours and hours and hours.
It's a dead cat following us.
The path through the forest is treacherous, but helping each other along, you manage to keep each other moving forwards. By about 7 o'clock in the morning, you've made it further down the mountain, but you look behind you and you see rivers of lava starting to spill down the mountainside. You hear huge concussive blasts behind you as the very top of Fangtooth blasts clear off. Any of you been anywhere near Mount Rainier?
Yeah, I live near Seattle.
Okay, and you know the difference in height between Mount Rainier and St. Mary's Peak?
No.
It's about 6,000 feet plus or minus, I think.
Okay.
So, but St. Mary's Peak at some point would have been about the height of Mount Rainier until it went boom. This is what you're seeing. The last 2,000 feet of the summit of Fangtop has just basically collapsed inwards, and you see a billowing smoke cloud blasting eruptions of dust and ash into the air. At this point, you're lucky. There has been no pyroclastic flow at this point. That is a good thing. That means you are alive. So, please tell me how long you're going to run for before resting, and what sort of conditions might actually justify a rest for you.
Well, I mean, we got exhausted people with us.
No, their exhaustion wore off once they got out of the toxic gas.
I know Grom would just go until he gets too tired to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't want any of that.
I'm inclined to the same tactic. It'd be well into exhaustion before I stop trying to get as far away as possible.
I would probably recommend as soon as the poltergeist calm down, I would
It's like cats. The cats are fighting.
I would probably recommend to everybody else that we stop before we reach that point so that we could do a rotating watch.
We're clear of lava, right? Like basically we were able to like escape from the area where we were in danger of falling into a pit.
You have been going through a headlong flight. You've been running downhill as fast as you can because you know that uphill is only badness.
Okay. Then
I would also like a direction that you're going to run in. Are you going to try and skirt around to the south of Fangtop and run down that coast? Are you going to head north? Are you going to head east towards the cliffs? Or are you going to head westwards in towards the center of the island? You've all got a map that you can have a look at for reference?
Probably head west.
Yeah, because we do want to go to Gundar, like Fort Gundar,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, Gundar. Yeah, we've decided to go, right?
I think west. Yeah.
Okay.
If we go a little bit north, go that way. If we go a little bit north, we'll hit both road and river. We might be able to find transportation or like wagon train or something.
Okay. Yeah,
For
so we should
those who
probably head that
for those who are following along on the stream, I've just put the map up on the desktop in Roll20.
And something has gone terribly catastrophic with my Windows.
way.
So, you started off in this area. Which direction are you going to head? There is a road that goes south. However, you suspect that the orcs who fled the area might have fled along that road. It also is the road that you came up along, and you know that there are some pretty ferocious switchbacks as it winds down the steeper edge of the cliff. There is a river to the west. You suspect that at this height the river might be full of ravines, steep channels, falls. It might be a little treacherous, but it would at least be water and provide you some level of safety. However, if lava gets in there and starts flowing down there and you are caught in a ravine, that might be unpleasant. You could head north away from the road through the woods, hoping that you can outrun the fires that are starting to cascade down the hill. You could head towards the cliffs and try your chance at a dive or maybe climbing down the cliffs.
I think whatever we do, we should try to skirt these camps, not go within sight of them.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we're escaped slaves.
Mm-hmm.
I still think westward might be our best option.
That's what I'm thinking.
That
So, I mean,
is,
it's a risk with ravines, but I mean, the reward is a quicker trip to Fort Gundar, you know.
yep.
I agree.
If we can make like
Yeah,
a raft or
I can get
something.
behind that.
Okay. So you head westwards, and by about 7 o'clock in the morning, you've been running full pelt down the mountain. You are all at level 2 exhaustion from the effort that's taken you to get to that place. You have, however, finally made it to the river, and as you get to the river, you find yourselves at the top of a ravine which plunges down about 150 feet before you see water.
Well, shit.
And how wide was it across, did you say?
The ravine, the river's fairly, it's not super wide. It's about 40 feet across. The ravine would be about 60 feet across, because it does sort of angle downwards to a degree.
Like before we head into the ravine, should we rest here? In case the lava comes, we can backtrack or beat around. We won't have to be stuck in the ravine.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Seems reasonable.
Okay, so you're thinking of taking a rest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That's definitely a good idea.
All right. Are you going to take a long rest or a short rest?
It requires a long rest to get rid of the exhaustion, right?
Yeah, but it also takes 8 hours, and a lot can happen with volcanoes in the space of 8 hours.
Yeah, we probably don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't think we've got quite that long. Short rest and then
do our best.
Okay. All right. So, is it fair to assume you're going to then follow the ravine northwards rather than southwards back up the hill?
Yeah,
yes.
that would be silly.
Okay.
So far as we know.
All right.
Do we get? Do we get hit points back
Hit dice.
Yes.
after a short rest?
You can all roll a d6, and that's how many hit points you recover.
Yes.
Nice.
Not that I needed all 6, but
I haven't taken any damage, so okay.
Yep, all good. Okay, so apply those hit points, and after you rest along the top of the cliff for a bit, catch your breath, get your bearings, have a look at the map. Is there anything else you want to do during that rest?
I'm still kind of bewildered with this head thing that I got with the colors. I want to try and like puzzle it out if I can. Like, can I look at it for a little bit while we're like just sitting there?
Yeah, sure. As you hold it, you slowly start to feel an affinity with it starting to grow. As you look at the colours, the unfamiliarity of the colours seems to fade.
Can I take a closer look at those ledgers?
Sure.
Because
It won't be a really deep look because you've only got an hour, but you can certainly have a look.
I just want to know, because I noticed before that there was something wonky about them.
Yep. So if you have if this is Tamori, then you can make the check with. You were the big bookkeeper, yeah?
Yeah.
So you can make the intelligence check with proficiency. So effectively, it's an int plus 2 plus your plus d20.
Okay, so do a straight roll. Plus 2. Oh, damn it. I forgot to put in the command roll.
Yeah. By the time you've had a bit to eat and rested and sort of got your breath back, it's still not making a lot more sense.
Dice don't want me to know things.
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically what we'll do here is we will have you continue your journey. You finally find a way down to a safe approach to the river. You come across a ford at that point, which also has a set of 2 canoes that seem to have been abandoned here by whoever used to manage the crossing. You can take the canoes if you wish, or
Take the
you can
canoe.
cross the river and keep heading downhill.
If
We need to cross the river at least, but we should take the canoes.
If we cross the river, that means the lava's hitting water before it reaches us.
Plus, that's kind of the direction we need to go anyway. It's like that away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about at least crossing the river, but the canoes might not be a bad idea either.
So
Is there someone else
the point
who's
where
got
the ford is about here.
Okay.
there? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'd be interested in taking the canoes and see if we can get to a fork or something at least.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is going to be a strength check
No.
to use them.
No.
No.
No, not
Oh,
strength.
okay.
However, we will make a dexterity check.
You did that
However,
on purpose. Oh. Too late.
anyone
Inflicted already.
who has the it's a dex check, not a dex save. So just click on dex on the sheet. There we go.
I
And
was a
anyone
shipwright too, so.
anyone who has a shipwright background can add 2.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Okay, so each one of us can get a canoe and then like take another person in with them, and then that way.
Oh, good.
Yep.
That was good. That was good. That was a great roll.
It's okay.
Okay.
We've got.
Yes, you managed to get the hang of paddling the canoes, no problem. After about an hour of paddling downstream and using the oars, mainly not so much to give you locomotion, but to steer around obstacles in the river, you start hitting a set of rapids. The ravine is starting to mount back up around you to either side, and the only way forward seems to be, well, forwards. The water starts to build in its pace. The rocks starting to appear with greater frequency. There's large boulders that you need to navigate around. Can I please get everyone to make another dex check? With the +2 for those who have it.
Listen, once we get going, I got a little confused.
We're going swimming.
It's going so well.
Oh, yes. So basically, as you get into a particular part of the channel, there is a large rock, a granite outcrop that seems to be more resistant to the erosive effects of the water than the soil either side, and the riverbank has basically put a big boulder straight in your path. Unable to steer around it, you are thrown straight against the rock, and I would like you all to make a Constitution check. Okay, everyone except Grom manages to survive the bump okay. Grom, you take
What is it, like 1d4 of rock damage?
you take 4 points of damage
no.
as you are thrown against the rock.
Oof.
You slump into the water stunned. Everyone else manages to avoid the rock and keep their heads above water. However, Grom looks like he's in danger of going under.
I want to go back to try and save him.
Manage to grab one of the canoes as a flotation device?
The canoes have been dashed to pieces. They
Are there like big enough chunks to like sort of at all?
You could try and grab one. Make me an athletics check.
There's a fairly large door, but there's only room for one on there.
Oh no.
No, there's nothing big enough that you can get your hands on.
I'd want to scramble back in and try and pull him up.
Yep, sure. Athletics check, please. Yeah, you managed to get a hand on him and hold his head above water as you're carried downstream. The water carries you all further downstream. You bump into rocks and you manage to, for the most part, to avoid the dangerous ones. However, there is a loud rushing starting to build. And when I say loud rushing, I do not mean someone yelling at the top of their voices. I'm talking about someone yelling at the top of their voices and this loud rushing making them completely unintelligible. You are approaching a waterfall. Please all make me a Constitution check as you plummet 150
Oh, no.
feet over the edge of
Did
the
anyone
water.
else think about that
Fall.
Not
scene
Tim.
from The Emperor's New Groove? Let me guess. We're heading towards a waterfall.
Everyone else, except for Shana, manages to tuck, and while they are pummeled by the water as they hit downstream or hit the base of the falls, Shana, you manage not to ball yourself up properly. You take a savage whack to the face, and your head flies backwards.
Not the money maker.
Oh dear. You take 12 hit points of damage.
Bruh.
Oh.
And
I'm gonna need one of them healing potions.
you are stunned and falling below the water.
Can I go and try and grab her?
Please.
Okay. Athletics checks for this.
Awesome.
10 is you dive into the water, but the currents and the downdraft and that sort of thing are hard to deal with. You can't seem to find Shana in all the vorticity and the bubbles and everything else that's occurring at the base of these falls.
I'll give it a shot as well. I'm not very good at athletics, but
Okay.
oh, okay.
My turn.
Yeah, no, you
Thank you for trying.
struggle as well. Everyone's struggling.
No.
Okay.
Oh no, guys.
What is Shana's constitution?
12.
So you're +1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a minute. Although, actually, no, this is going to be more like half a minute because the breath would have been smacked out of you on the impact. So, another round of athletics checks, please.
We'll get it eventually.
Oh, that was in your out loud voice.
Okay. Rain. Tamori, you are struggling with this current and so on so much that you feel you have no option but to start heading towards the edge, and you crawl out.
I just scream out,
Grom,
we could have gone north with a fucking horse.
Grom, you are still hanging in there, but you still can't seem to find Shana in the depths. Spike, you're starting to get weary pretty hard, and you're really struggling to stay above the water yourself. You feel that you might have one more check
All right.
before you have to get out yourself.
Try one last time. Shit.
Yep.
Bailed.
No, you basically are so exhausted at this point, you just have to head for the shore.
Can I run along the shore and see if I can spot her from the shore so I can maybe throw a rope to her?
I'm unconscious also.
You
Right.
could, if you've got rope and you've got time. That'll take a little time to get ready. Grom, you want to make one more check?
Absolutely.
Oh, thank goodness.
That'll do it. You finally swim down and you find the unconscious body of Shana, and you drag her up to the top of the water and drag her to the side of the sort of lake, the pools around the base of the falls. You all have made it. Shana, you are coughing and spluttering, and you are not feeling at all well, but you are alive. And with that note, I would like to thank you all very much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the session. Have you enjoyed the story so far?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'm
Yes.
Okay,
loving it.
so apologies for a little bit of learning curve with me trying to figure out how to drive Roll20.
No, that's fine.
And thank you, Andy, for the great job that you've done with producing the stream. We really appreciate your efforts. So everyone in the stream and the stream chat, big hand for Andy. Done very well.
Thank you.
Kind of
And
impressed you managed to do the
We're not
producing and the
Bernie.
playing
Yeah.
while
Yeah.
while making your character at the beginning.
yes,
Yeah.
so
Multitask.
I really do appreciate your assistance and your help with this. And with that, welcome to the party. Thanks everyone in the audience for signing on and listening to or watching and listening to our stream. Thank you all in the chat for turning up and making your presence known. And for everyone else who catches this on the replays, thank you for your interest. Hope you all have a great night. And for all the very tired people here on our side of the stream, thank you for playing and thank you for sticking with us so late. Hopefully we'll see you all very soon for the next installment of Welcome to Kotiset.
Oh, man.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye all.